The nature of the role ambiguity. We must trace the inner voice and reframe the roles in order to get a harmony in the administration of an organization. Role ambiguity is a confusing situation that emerges because of vague job description where responsibilities and boundaries are not clearly defined. It is a circumstance where an individual does not understand adequately what his job is. Role ambiguity occurs when behavioral expectations associated with a role are vague, imprecise, or unclear to a role occupant. Role ambiguity occurs as a dual process of stress that emerges when roles are not clearly understood, defined, and outcomes emerge as a consequence of such uncertainty. The role of ambiguity often occurs in an organizational settings such as the workplace. It also can occur within the family setting also. What does role ambiguity mean? This is a common situation in organizations that have not defined a clear role. Since there are normally many tasks and activities to perform during the working hours, a person might feel confused. Role ambiguity is a source of conflicts, low productivity, and disengagement. Also, workers with unclear responsibilities will tend to underperform and blame their lack of productivity on this apparent confusion. It is impossible to properly assess a person's performance if the expected results are not established transparently since the individual starts working for the institution. The degree of the stress an executive experiences from role ambiguity is a function of their role identity salience and the degree of uncertainty they have in accomplishing a goal aligned with the role. For roles that are located high within an executive's role identity salience hierarchy, stress increases as the uncertainty of how to be proceed toward meeting the demands of the role increases. The outcomes that emerge from role ambiguity stress include a wide variety of negative affective states, anxiety, and depression also. Role ambiguity in organizations has been linked to the quality of leadership within the organization. This is a very important point. It is directly related to the quality of the leadership within the organization. Research has shown that role ambiguity is greatly reduced when organizations have effective leaders who work to maintain clear pathways of communication between superiors and subordinates. Similarly, less structured, less structured organizations, work environments, and cultures may give rise to a greater role ambiguity among employees between different positions within the organization. We have to define clear descriptions and clear boundaries for the roles. Without that, employees may have a difficult time ascertaining their specific roles within the organization, especially regarding the roles of co executives. When organizations establish procedures to increase the effectiveness and well being of employees, the absence of ambiguity in the workplace is a key element in achieving success in such a venture. Among its main benefits is that employees can plan, guide, and control the tasks they perform. If in the context of work where there are now clearly established procedures, employees must improvise their actions and their behavior well be behavior their experience. This leads them to generate latent mistakes of product uses, direct negative consequences at the organizational level. If there is a clarity in the procedures associated with a role, it increases the degree of accuracy with which the functions associated with that role are developed. Organizational climate will be decided with this role of clearness and role without any such clarity and expression, organizational climate also cannot be there in a harmonious way. Emerges in an organization through a social information process that concerns meaning of employees attached to the policies, practices and procedures they experience and the behaviors they observe being rewarded, supported and expected. Then only good organizational climate can can exist and can be carved out in an organization. Work team climate offers an approach to the tangibles on which managers can focus to generate the behaviors they require for effectiveness in the field of organizational studies and encourage a healthy organization and organizational climate. The organizations interested in enhancing employee extra role performance and effective engagement must define their employees' functions or tasks with more comprehensive performance information. This means that employees can proactively use the seek information, initiate a manual structure, and ultimately, when the organization facilitates actions by clarifying, planning operations, communicating changes, and monitoring activities through effective leadership. These activities can help to improve role clarity. The role of effective leaders in improving the role clarity is very important starting from top to down. Managers should not overlook critical importance of the employees who are perceived as an integral part of the service experience. It is stated that the employees having direct contact with customers may experience job related stress due to role ambiguity when they do not understand well their roles, job responsibilities, and the performance standards connected with their role as a service providers and simultaneously employees in the same organization. In the face of increasing customers' demands and needs, which have become more complex and sophisticated, and the fact that great pressure on today's hotels and any several management structures is put on excellence in the service delivery, many service situations may contribute to employees' work stress due to role ambiguity. Rapid changes, global competition, and the growing uncertainty of service encounters have forced several organizations to seek ways to develop methods to improve employees' creativity by providing a good, transparent role clarity starting from top management down to the level of a worker. If only managers are aware of the important personality, factors, and the work context that foster creativity, they will be able to develop adequate practices positively affecting the occurrence of creativity in the workplace. The study findings showed that several employees with imagination, whose skills are defined, whose responsibilities are defined, whose roles have clarity, definitely have contributed very well in the process of production and organizing the organization in a very nice manner. Thus, role ambiguity, a problem or a challenge facing contemporary industry, providing employees with job autonomy and relevant information about their competence is strongly recommended. Finally, in the face of the high variability of the service process in the industry, employees need to be creative and service procedures should be defined. Once again, I say the service procedures should be defined in a more enabling approach. Therefore, an enabling type of formalization is proposed to help employees to fulfill customers' needs and to release their initiatives. However, having to deal with many service difficulties that may affect employee uncertainty, employees need to feel that they are working in a truly supportive work environment where an adequate communication system allows them each time to reach information when task related uncertainty occurs. Finally, the role ambiguity has to be understood. The inner voice of the role ambiguity has to be traced very clearly, and then we have to reframe the roles in order to balance and maintain the harmony. And this process of harmonizing and giving roles and responsibilities with all clarity and transparency will improve the productivity of the organization, and not only improve the productivity but also bring a harmonious picture and a good future to the organization. Thank you.